That's a bullseye.
Well, we are reaching the business end of Players' Championship 19, the penultimate Players' Championship event of 2016. 4 men remain. Over on the second board, it is Mark Frost taking on a resurgent Simon Whitlock, but right now it's two-time world champion Adrian Lewis kicking off 180 with his very first visit as he takes on the exciting young prospect from Bedlington, Chris Dobey. Now, Chris Dobey is playing in his first ever PDC semi-final. He'd made a couple of quarter-finals this year, one on the European Tour, one on the Players' Championship Series. And, oh, it's done 40. I thought for a moment Adrian Lewis was on the 9. It was 5 perfect darts. Can Chris Dobey have... Well, I mean, already this is perhaps the greatest day of his professional darts career. One of the quarter-finals, the first quarter-final he made, was on the European Tour. Only Michael van Gerwen stopped him. 140. And he was superb right the way through that tournament, had 100 average. MVG beat him in the last 8 and then went on to claim the title. He's dominated the European Tour as Michael van Gerwen. Only 3 people have beaten him on the European Tour this year. But Lewis, for an 11-dart leg, 41, checked out in 2 darts. It is an 11-darter. And if Chris Dobey was in any doubt as to how hard this is going to be,
140.
Maybe that has answered the question. Adrian Lewis, we've already seen him here on Showboard 1 once today when he took on Raymond van Barneveld in a stunning game of darts. And I said at the time that Lewis looked focused, he looked smooth, it looked very, very impressive. Barney came back at Lewis in that game. 170 check out as he staged a rally to fight back. But Lewis held on and won it 6-4. He beat Jordi Maywisser in the first game of the day in a deciding leg. He saw off Daryl Gurney, Mensur Suljovic, and Mensur's World Cup of Darts teammate Roby John Rodriguez as well to reach this stage. And he's got an opportunity here to try and set this up. Needs 2 trebles, and really 1 treble may not be enough. And certainly 60 isn't enough. So Chris Dobey, a bit of a let-off there. Bullseye now, I would think. Yes, because the 25 leaves him a 2-dart finish of 100. Lewis wants to stay on the 20s there, because a ton 40 would have left him 36. 55. And still stubbornly staying on the 20s and unable to find it. So Dobey, tops, or treble 20, double 10. It was tops. Just a little 60. Crane of the neck to see if it was in. It wasn't. He's left himself double top, unless Lewis can take out the 1-2-1. Looking at the 11s now. If he hits the treble, it's the double, but now it's the bullseye. Misses the bull for a 2-0 lead. Dobey returns to the board, looking to level the match in his first PDC semi-final. There it is. Dobey does level the match. No problem for the 26-year-old from Bedlington. He started off with a win against Mike Zeidwijk, then overcame Mickey Mansell, who's been playing some good darts lately, and overcame him convincingly. A 6-1 win there. Dave Chisnell, the big seed on his board, taken out 6-5. Then it was Ron the Bomb Meulenkamp who fell 6-1, and Stephen Bunting, a former world champion, beaten in the quarter-final 6-3. That's the first time ever that Chris Dobey has won a PDC quarter-final. And now he stands just 1 win away from a first PDC final. We've seen him really grow and blossom as a player over the last 11 months or so, Chris Dobey. It's this year that's been his breakthrough year. A breakthrough performance was that European Tour run, the German Darts Masters back in March. And he seems to have everything you need. He can score well, you can see that. He's right around that treble 20 today. And he does take out some big finishes. Got great temperament, Chris Dobey. 100. Seems to be made for the game. Gary Anderson, who's sort of his mentor, if you like, treble 17. Yeah, he's been saying that this lad can be really, really good. You've just got to give him time. Now he appears to be delivering. Treble 17 for Lewis now. Does not get it. Dobey's left 64 for a break of throw and to go into the lead for the first time. Treble 16 or treble 8. It's the 16 that leaves double 8. And there it is, 2-dart checkout. Great stuff from Chris Dobey. Gets the break, and Adrian Lewis finds himself behind. There is a very real possibility we could see Chris Dobey in his first PDC final. A lad who's, you know, still very young in his PDC career, despite being too old to play Development Tour. 180 for Lewis, though. And it could be Chris Dobey versus Mark Frost, a man who's at the other end of his career. He's a veteran, but he's never been in a PDC final.
44.
Or it could be Adrian Lewis versus Simon Whitlock, two of the biggest, most recognisable names in world darts.
60.
Just the 60. Not pressing home that 180 against the throw, not to its fullest anyway. It allows Dobey to put something in big here. And that's what he's done, a first maximum for Dobey. Adrian Lewis has won a couple of things this year. First UK Open qualifier of the year.
59.
Won the World Cup with Phil Taylor. Made a number of other finals, Auckland Masters, for example. A Players' Championship right here in Barnsley. That was back in March.
100.
He will be gearing up for the big one, the World Championship. Chris Dobey looking at 140 here. I said he's taken out a number of big finishes over the recent weeks. Now double 10 for a 3-1 lead. What a finish! Chris Dobey consolidates the break of throw with a massive checkout. 140 on double 10.
41.
Only 41 from Adrian Lewis. Lewis is going to have to dig deep here.
59.
Trailing by 2 legs. But this man has unreal skills. Unreal skills, and that is a third maximum from Jackpot.
Ton
40 for Dobey keeps him interested in this one. Lewis just getting a little bit frustrated. He's seeing that first dart land a little bit low. He's managed to navigate his way around there and find the treble 20 to leave a 140 of his own. Now Dobey won't want a 140 here. That's why he started on the 18s. Now he goes to the treble 20. Had he hit 2 of them, he would have got to a finish of 164. That's what these guys are constantly doing. They're always thinking about how they're going to get down to a finish. They'll be thinking that, some of them, as soon as they get past about 400.
100.
Yep, ton for Lewis, leaves double top to close the gap to 3-2. But Dobey can apply pressure, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Ton 40 leaves 64. Took that out in leg 3. Will he get a go at it again? Double 10 for Lewis. No, he won't. Lewis shuts the door. 3-2. Dobey still with the advantage. But it is a narrow one.
140.
Will nerves play a part here for Chris Dobey? He has finally made it through to a PDC semi-final. He is taking on a 2-time world champion, one of the poster boys of world darts in Adrian Lewis. Can he just keep a lid on his emotions, particularly if the finish line does get in sight, if he can maintain this advantage? Lewis level pegging in this leg with him.
59.
Fails to get down to a finish. Opportunity for Lewis. Can he seize it?
60.
Well, it's only 60, but at least Jackpot now, when he's missing high, which makes it easier for him to get to that treble 20. That is a bit of a blocker, but you wouldn't know it. He's absolutely fired that in. Superb dart from Dobey. Looked at the 25 and bullseye there, unable to find it, leaves him 115. It's not the worst check out in the world. One treble gets him a dart at the double, but Lewis is going to set this up brilliantly. Superb, Adrian Lewis. 177 to leave 24.
115 left, yes.
And these are the kinds of shots that win you games, that win you tournaments. 95. Needed the treble for a dart at double 19. He does not get it. And Adrian Lewis to break back and level the game at 3 apiece. Double 12 is there. Superb stuff. Adrian Lewis does break back. And jackpot to throw first. Chris Dobey made a quarter-final last time we were here in Barnsley, and the third of those, that triple header. Didn't have as much success in Dublin at the Players' Championships there. He made a second round and a board final, but didn't go any further. He went out in the first round of the German Darts Championship, the European Tour that we saw just the other weekend. He will be at the European Championship, though. He was sweating, was Chris Dobey, on whether he'd qualify. Adrian Lewis won't be there. He's not picked up enough over the course of the European Tour events of this year.
96.
But just by getting there, Chris Dobey is making sure that his ranking points or his ranking money will rise.
60.
He is making moves, Chris Dobey. World number 67. And on the up as Lewis looks for another maximum, has to settle for the ton 40. Dobey, ton 40 or better will give him a sniff.
60.
And he's not got that, so Adrian Lewis to go into the lead for the first time since the end of the first leg. Okay, so 53 left, 13 for tops. Yes. Tops he wants.
28.
It's high, but he will return, and Adrian Lewis won't be too disappointed to have missed in the manner that he did. It means he gets 3 clear darts at double top.
100.
Dobey down to a 2-darter. Double top for Lewis. One of the greatest double top hitters in the game, and just illustrating that point, 3 legs on the spin for Lewis from 3-1 down. He is now into the lead, and it is Chris Dobey now who has to dig deep and try to turn this around. He needs to find a break of throw somewhere, and he needs to make sure he is not broken himself.
$43. 60.
Chris Dobey, known as Hollywood. One of those nicknames that's just come out of his local league, essentially up in the northeast. Just came in wearing young person's clothing. You know, like a baseball cap or something like that. Fancy trainers.
60.
Got called Hollywood once and it stuck. That's it. It's not as good as Jackpot's story. Man who won several £1,000s at a casino in Vegas, but was too young to claim it. Great nickname. Unfortunate incident, but great nickname.
100.
Ton for Dobey, but he's not down to a finish. It is a chance for Jackpot here if he can stick something big in. That's a good miss for him, though. He's unable to find the treble 20 with the next dart. It's no real surprise that he finds it with the third, but he is not down to a finish. Dobey, 181, plays 175.
97.
Good last dart. Left, 80 scored, sorry, so 95 left. May go bullseye, may go treble 19. Well, he did go for the treble 19, he's hit the treble 3, but there's very little in this. Oh, that's a mistake from Dobey, but can he rectify it?
22 left, yes.
Double 11. There it is! Great effort from Chris Dobey after a wayward first start. He levels the match at 4 apiece. Lewis knows 2 hole to throw is enough, and a ton 40 to kick off on his own leg is a strong start. Michael van Gerwen, and indeed Darrell Gurney, said exactly the same thing to me just the other week.
59.
On his own throw, those two guys, on their own throw, they think if I hit a ton 40, the leg is mine. That is how they think, and if you back it up with a 180, then quite frankly, you make it very, very difficult for your opponent. Adrian Lewis was in trouble at 3-1 down. He has dug himself out of this and may be about to go within a leg of the final. He has not won on the Players' Championship series of events this year. He did win a UK Open qualifier, did Lewis. That was right at the start of the year, the very first one back in February. Double 16. And that is an 11-darter from Adrian Lewis. He is 1 leg away. Chris Dobey has to win the last 2 legs, or his hopes of a first PDC final will be ended today. Simon Whitlock is in the final. The man who defeated Michael van Gerwen ended his glorious run of results on the Players' Championship. Van Gerwen won all 3 in Barnsley last time out. He won the first one in Dublin. Then Whitlock ended his reign and claimed that Dublin title. He is in the final and has a chance of making it back-to-back Players' Championship victories. He will play the winner of this one. And at the moment, it looks like it might be going down to a deciding leg. Dobey 122 points in front, plus these.
100.
A ton is enough for him in this situation. Even a maximum doesn't get Lewis to a finish here. Dobey knows.
59.
Well, just a 59. Maybe Lewis has already got 1 eye on the deciding leg. Jackpot would have the throw in that leg. He is still the overwhelming favourite to claim this. But can Dobey produce something special? He has set that up. Double 16 for Chris Dobey when he returns. Oh, it's a great dart from Adrian Lewis. Gets him down to a finish. He's at least applied some pressure to Dobey, but double 16 goes straight in. Chris Dobey has taken the 2-time world champion Adrian Lewis all the way to a deciding leg. Who can hold their nerve and book their place in the final to face Simon Whitlock? It looks like it might be jackpot. He kicks off 140. Dobey has to hit something big here. And that is a perfect looking dart. Oh, he's so unlucky to see that deflect into the treble 1.
83, yeah.
Very unfortunate for Chris Dobey. But this is not done and dusted just yet. He has acquitted himself excellently in this one. 3-1 up and seemingly in charge, but Jackpot rattling off 3 legs to go 4-3 up himself. Dobey has then dug in and stuck with him, but he needs to find more trebles, and he has not got one there. Jackpot nearly 100 points ahead, and that lead is increasing.
100.
Well, he says AD's left a bogey number. It doesn't matter. Dobey is back on 360. Even a maximum doesn't get him to a finish, but I tell you what, it would make it interesting if he can hit 2 trebles.
100.
Just the 1. I'm not sure it's enough. Gains no ground on Lewis. 108 points left for Adrian Lewis. Dobey needs a treble to leave a finish, and he has not got it. Adrian Lewis has got at least 6 darts from here. The 2-time world champion may only need 3. Adrian Lewis for a place in the final misses double 16 on the inside. He will be back to look at double 8 though. All Dobey can do is try and hope, hit something, leave something. Oh, that's unfortunate. It leaves him a Shanghai finish. He'll need all 3 darts, but will he return? Double 8 for Lewis to set up the final with Whitlock.
No score.
3 missed on the outside, 4 match darts gone. Dobey has another chance. It could have been 100 were it not for that dart falling out the board, but 120 is gettable. Needs a treble, gets it. 20 for double top. Chris Dobey for his first ever PDC final. It's there! Dobey does it! He survives 4 match darts from Jackpot. And the 26-year-old is through to the final. He will take on Simon Whitlock.
This is turning into an unreal day for Chris Dobey.